I think this deck is the way of the future for Ace as a build. Welcome back, crew. We have an amazing video for you today. We have Ace. He is back. He is with a new build. Stick with me for this one because it's going to go through a lot here. Now, first of all, I need to apologize for my first game. Man, do I make some mistakes in that game. But we do pull through. So bear with me for that one. It's not about how well I play. It's about the leader. It's about the deck. If you want to jump straight ahead to the games, check them out now. I do recommend the second game into Zoro. It is a much stronger game than the first, but you know, the first one is RUA, so you're gonna get a lot from it from watching that as well. Now, if you do want to jump ahead, have a look in the description. You will find the timestamps to jump ahead to those two games. We are going to have a bit of a talk about this deck because new build, don't think of this as a completely different build. This is just an evolution of an existing Ace. It is a little bit different from the Taxgate version we were running in the last video. This is taking this in a completely different direction. We are bringing back Odin in this. This build is centered around Odin still. I still think Odin, it's not that Odin is the strongest card. Odin unlocks the full potential of our leader. That's the difference. Our leader having the 2-Don, getting the life every turn. That is huge. Life in One Piece is a huge benefit. And, you know, cards that require you to lose a life have massive effects. And we are packing them into this deck. And that's what this is all about. You basically, instead of losing a life, you get card draw. And, you know, you get this massive effect from it. That is what this leader does, and Odin allows this turn after turn through its looping effect. And while it's allowing you turn after turn, it is able to wallop your opponent. So, really good stuff. Now, let's go through the deck. So, as I said, it is centered around Odin. But the thing here is, the reason I ditched Odin in the first place, you have to understand this first before you have a look at this deck. The reason I dropped Odin in the first place was because of Eam specifically. I was having a good matchup into everything else except for Eam, and this card here, it struggled into Eam, and it was mostly because of the 5 Elders. So picture first the 5 Elder board. The 5 Elder board, they established the 5 Elders. The biggest problem Odin has is actually the Rush character. The Ethan Baron? Ethan Baron von? You know which one I'm talking about, right? So let's bring him up here just in case you're not aware of him. Ethan Baron. There's no von in this, but maybe that's what the V stands for. This card here, it negs an opponent's character by 2000. And what, you know, the Eam player always does is negs this by 2000. Then, because they've got this board of 5 here, they attack in with every character. Even if they don't, even if you take out this, and they've got 3 characters on board, they are swinging 3 characters into your Odin, and each swing requires a 2k. That 6k encounter plus 1 from Eam. Eam might just attack face. They drop this down, they bring them all back, and then this one is negging your Odin again. It is now a 4k, so you've already committed 6,000 of counter to protect this. Now you need to commit another 4,000 to protect it from this attack, and this is probably when Eam is going to attack into you because Eam is a 6k now. Attacking in it at 4k, that's plus another 3, that's 13k of counter to protect this Odin. So the way around this is you swing once with Odin. If you're swinging once with Odin every turn, you're not getting the effects out of him. You're not getting that offensive pressure, and that is what's needed against Eam, because into Eam, you need to hit 3 times in order to actually do any damage. Hitting once here, that's it. You're not getting the damage you need. You're not getting the great effects either because, this board is stopping Zeus, this board is stopping a lot of things, and you're just not able to get through. Odin was dropped mostly for that reason. It wasn't strong enough into Eam. We needed something stronger. And that is when we found Taxbeard. We're going through full evolution of the deck right now. Taxbeard was great. It was great, but I'm not sure if you've noticed, but RU Ace has adapted for the matchup into Eam. They don't run Taxgate like they used to. What they run is this as one of their big bodies. The other big body is a 9 cost, and the 9 cost, the red 9 cost, it's the red 9 cost. What it allows them to do is it buffs them by 2, and if they play I Am Whitebeard, they can, not always, they can become a 10k leader for the turn. Absolutely massive, and a 10k leader into this board here, it's enough. That's all they need. That's enough to get the job done. And not only that, they can do a 10k leader, so they can become a 10k leader and establish an Uta in the same turn. It is absolutely wild. It is something that they can do. They don't need the Taxgate, and the thing about Taxgate is I've found Eam has adapted to Taxgate, and it can play around Taxgate very, very well. Instead of attacking, what they do is they leave part of their board still up. They've probably got one of these still, one blocker left, because they've used this one first in the last turn. They've got a blocker up, they've got one of these up. Maybe he's here, one of these, they're there. And all they do is they play down this 10 cost, and they play down another blocker. That is their turn. They don't worry about attacking. They don't need to. They, trash one of these to draw a card. They're happy. They come into their next turn. If you've done a second Taxgate into them, now they can trash another card. What they do is they attack with this. They trash it. This one becomes now the 12k because this one's making it a base 7,000. So it's actually a negative effect for this, but they trash this one. They search, they find, they've got another card, they attack with this. They're now hitting you for 12 at face, and then they can use the effect of this, bring everything back, and play it all again. So it's actually a pretty strong play, because what they can do is they can bring you down to that 1 Don level. And then once you're at that 1 life level, not Don. Once you're at that 1 life level, the Taxgate isn't effective because they can pay the tax and just swing through. It maybe I haven't done it justice in the way I've described it, but trust me, Eam can play around Taxgate without trouble. What I've found to be more effective is actually this card, and they run the Stussy to combat this card, and they can still see your Taxgate as well. But they run this card to combat they run the Stussy to combat this card, but I find that this card is a little bit better in general. And a lot of let's talk about the other matchups for a sec. The other matchups that we're playing, we don't actually need the Taxgate. This card alone is enough to get through. So if Eam can get around our Taxgate and we don't need it in the other matchups, why use Taxgate? This is how we've come to this list here. Well, not entirely. We have a bit of a strategy with this list. As I said, Odin is the key to the list. This one unlocks our Odin. Now, Taxgate requires us to come down in life to use its effect. This one doesn't, so we can still do healing effects through Odin and play this down. And the curve we're sort of looking for is getting Odin down on that 7-8 turn, and then getting Newgate down on the 10 turn. The Newgate is there to protect the Odin. Odin can't swing until the Newgate's down, but once the Newgate's down, this one here, even if it negs this, it's got a big blocker to protect it. And so if you can double up and get 2 of these down, you are sweet. Odin is safe. Odin is doing heaps of damage. And the looming threat of these is just like a countdown until you've won the game. The great thing about that is while you're in that sort of stasis with your opponent, you can do your healing, you can do your KO, you can control the board or control your life. You can control the way the board will, eventuate through all of these crazy effects. This is what we're going for here. So let's go through the cards to get us there. Izzo is a main reason why we're able to play only 3 here and 3 here. And if you haven't heard me say it before, I'm not a big fan of having a deck that doesn't have a lot of counter in it. I want most of my cards to be counter. Once I'm at that 10 level of not having counter, I'm starting to feel a bit uncomfortable because more often than not, you end up with 5 bricks in your hand and you lose a game just because of that. So having extra Izzos is basically, to me, extra copies of Odin and Newgate, and it's a card with counter. This is why I love it. It also helps us cycle through that effect. Really cool stuff. Pudding, I stand by. It is a 3 of in OP13. Too important into RU Ace, and I think Eam is at the top of the ladder. RU Ace is 1 step below it. And I think at the very top, you're more likely to see RU Ace because it can survive better into Eam, if that makes any sense. You'll see a lot of RU Ace along the way. RU Ace is easier to beat, but because it has a great matchup into everything, it's always going to be at the top. It's a very important one that you have this pudding against it. It is its greatest weakness. All right, we have this one here. Very underestimated card. By me, this card is really good. Being able to draw a 2k. Absolutely amazing. Sorry, a 2 cost. Absolutely amazing. Play this down, and I need to mention, because we're running this here, we're not really going for this PRB build. We do have one in it, but we're still able to play this early on. And I do like this card a lot because it is able to apply a lot of early pressure onto your opponent. It also, being a 7k early on, means they can't hit into you and you reserve that life for later, so you're ready to play the Odin, you're ready to play the Whitebeard with enough buffer. Really good card. Because we're playing this ace, we need to play the big aces. We have 16 up here, we are running 18, we're running a 1 of PRB. As I said, not crucial for this deck, but having 1 of it means we can play it infinitely with our Odin by cycling it back, just looping it back, playing it out, getting the effect, next turn, swing, send it back to hand, play it out, getting the effect, turn after turn of 7k leader. Really cool when you pull it off. It is not the main strategy, but it is there when you need it. And being a 5 cost searchable through our leader, we will find this card. I'm okay with it being a 1 of in the deck. Same with this. As you know, I don't usually play the Russia Ace, and I'm still not convinced it is the best card, but it is there. It is another tool that we can use when we need to use it. And my line of thoughts were, well, I don't need 2 of these, and I do want 18 aces, so why not run 1 of both, and at least I've got more tools, right? It is a useful card. Don't get me wrong. It is a useful card. It is a rush. It's 7,000 power. It can come in handy. I don't think it's a bad card. Let me know what your thoughts on it are. Do you think I'm late to the party with this card, or do you think, you sort of side on the let me know what you think about this card. Are you sort of in the same line of thought of myself that, this is a good card, but it's never pulling off what it needs to pull off? I haven't once used this card and thought, wow, that really saved me. I do think it could, but never have had that experience. And maybe that's because I don't play it enough. Maybe it's because I don't have it as a 3 of. But as I said, I value having the counter more than having, early aggression into the board. That's just me. I still feel like I can get the aggression with these cards anyway. So let's talk about these aces. This one is a 2k counter. It's also 6,000 power. 6,000 power is very important in OP13 because 6,000 is, is the new 5,000. Every leader has 6,000 power these days. So we need this as a base level of attack so we don't have to commit extra Don. Really good. This one is in it for the same reason. 6,000 power also has 1,000 counter. If I could have another one of these, I would. This is what we're stuck with. This isn't bad though, because we can still look at the top of our deck and place it at the top or bottom. If it's a card we need, great. If it's not, throw it down the bottom. If it's a card we need, great. Leave it at the top. If it's not, throw it down the bottom. This one here, this ace here is my favorite one to find when you're about to play this out, because this one, not only is it a 6,000 power like this, what it does is you draw 2 cards and then you place 2 back to the top. 2 is an amazing number because next turn you're going to draw 1. The second one was planted there. And I don't know how many times I've placed one of these second from the top from playing one of these. So you play this out, you've got one of these in your hand, you draw 2 cards and you go, ooh, I love having this and I love having this. And I'm going to throw one of these back at top and one of these back at top. And next turn, you do this again. You play that out, you're going to find one and you just keep stacking turn after turn. Really cool when you can pull this off. This one here, this is amazing because for 5 cost, like if I find this in my ace search, I find it in my ace search, I play it down, really cool. If I've got this at the, it doesn't matter what I've got at the top. If I even just hard play this, I find a 2k, it can be anything. I could find one of these, great. I bring one of these from my hand onto the field. I use the effect, play another ace out and boost up my leader. I can basically hard play this and get one of these and become a 7k, for a very cheap amount of Don. Really, really cool stuff. Really love this card. I haven't been using it enough, and after having some incredible plays with it, I would not drop this down to any less than 4. Really good card. Odin, don't think we need to talk about Odin. Odin loops everything. Loops this, loops this, loops this, loops this, loops this, loops this. You can loop these if you really have to. I've looped a pudding even. Looping Izzo is so much fun. Izzo is the greatest to loop. You restand for the 1 and, you throw it back down. 1 turn, you go, I'm going to search for 2 cards and, swing twice. It's just as bonkers what this card does. This card, as I said, it is here to protect this one. And end game, you are threatening 12k attacks. Really strong. We all know, I think, what these ones here do. We've got 8 healers in the deck at the moment. We've got 3 Viola, 2 Hiyori, and where is it? Charlie. Charlie, I think, is the best of our healers that we have. So let's talk about Viola first. Viola, 2 cost. This is what I love about Viola. Viola's a 2 cost with a blocker. The blocker part is what I like about Viola. I also like when you do encounter situations where one of your cards is bumped to your life. The idea is what you do is if you got Viola in hand, you play Viola and you can, you still use ace effect and heal twice in the 1 turn. But you can also do some funny things like I'm going to take a life, get Viola back and, play things out. I've done some stuff like that as well. Really cool stuff. Viola is great, but I don't think she's as good as Charlie. And the reason is Charlie is a blocker. Viola is a blocker. Both blockers. Viola costs 2, Charlie costs 3. They're both 1k counters. Here's the biggest difference is in the cost. Now, what would you rather? For 1 extra cost, would you like to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and reorder them? For 1 cost, would you do that? For me, every day I would pay that extra to have that effect. I think that effect is definitely worth 1. And, we're almost doing that with searches, but, it is definitely worth that 1 cost. But for that 1 cost, we're not only getting that, we're getting 4,000 of power here too. So this is 0 power, 4,000 power. I think this is worth that extra Don. Because Charlie can attack if she needs to for that effect. And, it is nice when you've got a board down, you throw a Don onto Charlie, you attack, you send it back with the Odin, you play it back down and you heal. So you can still attack and heal with these two. Really good stuff. Hiyori's down to 2, and it's namely because we're running 3 triggers. You're not getting the full effect out of Hiyori anymore. She is a 2k counter. She's in there mostly because she's a 2k counter. Otherwise, I just split it and do Viola and Charlie. Finding a 2 cost is valuable though, because it does allow you to place an extra Don on Odin, which is an extra 2k of attack. So 2 costs are valuable still. Zeus, I'd play more Zeus if I had more room in my deck. Zeus is amazing. Play it, draw a card, and you KO a 5 cost. Really cool stuff. You can't KO a 6 cost with Zeus. Keep that in mind. Some cards out there, you think they're a 4 cost, but they're actually a 6. Don't make mistakes with Zeus, like I do. Atama, I love Atama. I love boosting Odin by 3,000 power and having him swing twice. It's beautiful. It really is a beautiful play. And I actually have used this trigger so many times. So I love this card. I absolutely love this card. What's left? Ace we've talked about. Charlie we've talked about. This BRB Ace is no more than a 1 of. This one of. This card here is back. It is a little bit restrictive with you have to be at 1 life. I gotta admit, that is quite restrictive. You'll see in one of the games I play that was a bit of an issue for me. But I still think this card is very valuable. I have taken a win from this effect. So yeah, and it can be a 1k counter. Sorry, for 1 Don, it can be a 3k counter. It's still a great card. So I'm happy to leave this in the deck as it is for the moment. That is the deck. Those are the cards. Let's have a look at how this plays out. I'm really excited to show you this deck because I think this deck is the way of the future for Ace as a build. I think we need to ditch the tax gates. I don't think overall it is working for Ace. I'm just putting it out there. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Let's have a look at some games now. All right, let's take second. I love this hand. I love this hand. We've got some Ace play. We can drop the Odin, and I'm sure we'll find our Whitebeard when the time is right. What we would like to find along the journey, though, is a pudding. All right, we're going to play this down end turn, and I would imagine Garp is coming down, and probably 2 on here attacking in. They found Iron Whitebeard. Yep. All according to plan. All according to plan. Am I right? So, what do we want to do? We want to have a look, perfect ace to find here. Going to use the ability, play this down, and place on top. Wow, what a find here. Place on top. We're going to place this one here because we'd like that for next turn. And let's just grab a pudding there and attack in. And then I'm going to play the second ace down in preparation for next turn. Really, really strong here. So next turn we could play a pudding down if we wanted. They're getting quite big here, so would be happy to drop that pudding on them. And 6 in hand's probably not worth them doing that to us, but you know, this hand is really good. They don't know that, but if they did it, the pudding would be worth it. So they're finishing their search. Oh no, they've done their search. All right, attacking 10 into us. It's a big number. It is a big number. The thing that I'm thinking about here is if I take this, our hand is pretty big. And I think what we go for is actually a no blocker. We're going to counter out because I don't want to get puddinged. That's the only reason. Only reason. All right. I do, however, want to pudding them. That is something I would like to do. Going to grab this card. And place on top 2 cards. We'll put this one first. This one second. I think I would like this card. All right, and we're going to attack with this and see what happens here because I think they might try and counter out. They might try and counter out because they're worried about pudding. Because if they take this and I've got 4 up, they know I'm going to pudding. They know it. They're going to try and play around this by discarding, 4K encounter, which could be for them. They can get rid of any card to -2 off me, and then they just need to get rid of a 2K. So they've used that effect with a 1K, meaning they don't have events that they want to get rid of in hand, and there's a 2K. So they got out of that. They did get out of that. So instead of playing the pudding, what we're actually going to do here is load up on here and attack again, taking this life. Really going in quite aggressively into this ace here. All right. Extra body on the board, 7K here. It's easier for them to attack into this than it is this. All right, bouncing it back. Personally, I would have bounced the other one back, but do I get rid of a pudding? No. We don't. I don't want to show them. If I discard a pudding, then they know I've got 2 in hand. So we do not want that. We do not want that at all. What if I were to pudding now and split. They'd be on 9 next turn. Could be interesting. Or we just go for this, putting down. I mean, I think this is good. I think we're in a good position. They could I might be this turn. That is a possibility. I might bid. Comes down. This comes down. Doesn't matter what they're optimizing here because we are going to disrupt this. Okay. We counter out of this one. We take both. It's a nice one. We take this one too. All right. So, what should we do here? What should we do? Oh, sorry, they didn't take the life from I might bid, so they are still just a 6k. We could try and push here. We could try and push. I'm gonna do 2, 2, 4, 3 is 9. I can't do anything with that if I... We'll have a look. We'll have a look. We find this ace, which I could play down. It's another body. This ace can give me stuff, so I might do that instead. Play that down. Beef up this. And grab a 2k. And then friendly targets. Are we going to put anything out? No, we are not. And we are then going to putting down and attack into Izzo here. Which then makes him decide, does he want to block it? Which he can. If he takes it, he actually gets another card from a card draw from this effect. Blocks it down. We're going to then attack into Izzo, trying to take a card. Otherwise, he gains a card. All right, he's gone for defense here. Wants to hold on to it. End turn. All right, so I mean, there's a chance we lose Odin. A very real chance. We've got a like 8k in counter. It's a decent amount of counter. 2, 2, 2, and 2, 1. So it's a decent amount of counter. But having this being able to attack and this, I don't know if they'll actually attack with this. Okay. This is a great defensive play. Such a great defensive play here. We want to counter this. This one can't attack Odin. This one can attack Odin. but we're going to 2k out with this one here. And this one will just 1k out of this. We don't need the pudding. All right. Are they going to attack? Or pass turn? All right, they've passed turn. This isn't bad. We need 1, 2, potentially 3 hits into them. And they're an 8k leader. 3 hits. I think we could probably get through with just Otama into this. I'm going to find something here. We're going to have to start here. We find a 2k counter. And we can still push with these two. It's going to be weak. I don't think I want to push with these two. So Otama down into this is going to be our strongest bet. What we do is we test with this. If it fails, then we Viola. If they take it, then we're going to use Otama. We'll need 5 for Otama. So this is an 8. We need 1 more here. Maybe 2 more. See what this does for us. And the interesting thing here is they didn't actually attach a Don onto their leader, so they're not going to get card draw. And they need to do 1 more card here. Quite brutal. If we attack into this now, to try and get rid of this card, they lose it. We return here. So just let's think about this for a sec. We can't really push for game. I can throw 2 on this, they block it. I attack with this, we take it. So I don't think we're ever going to get through in that way, but what we could do, and we definitely don't want to take the life either. So I'm just going to drop this down, flip it face down, end turn, 2 blockers, 2 life, that's 4. They need to hit 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, they're going to have to KO some stuff if they want to get through that way. And we have really hit their hand hard here. This is really good. They're going to have to back this up with another, I think this new gate, potentially this one could help, but I'm not sure what this is about. I'm just going to block that while we can. They've got a bounce happening, okay. I missed what they bounced. It must have been another Garp or Otama. Must have been the Garp. And they've found an Uta, which is a great card for them to find right now. So they're going to 7 into us. They're going to do the last 2 to play out Uta here. We don't want to take this, but they are feeling very weak right now. They are feeling very, very weak. And I think I want to play this out. I'm going to use this one here. So I will counter out. I'll get rid of this. I don't need this pudding now. and we are going to push for game. So they'll play Uta. They've got 2 blockers up. So we need 4 attacks. But they don't have much here at all. So here's what we could do. We can hit for 6 into this. We throw 6 into this. And they counter out. We throw 8 into that instead. If we do 3 here, I'm going to search the top. We'll grab a 2K. And I'm going to hit into this. And they should take it. They should take this. And if they block it out, ooh, okay. Okay, this is getting very real now. Very, very real. We Zeus this to death. This is a 6 cost. We don't Zeus that one. Oh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. I saw that as a 6. Sorry, I saw that as a 4. That was a mistake. A huge mistake. So let's try and rectify this now. We just do 2 and we double swing into this. They block it twice, they lose 1. We 7 into this. All right, they counter out. No point swinging with Odin. We will swing anyway. Because we can bounce this one back. And I might actually bounce Zeus back instead. Can we afford this right now? I think we have to. All right, we get rid of the Uta. And 1 Roger and we're pretty cooked. 1 Roger and we are pretty cooked. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8k encounter. $8k encounter here. We have to 2 and 1 out of this. I can't believe I tried to Zeus this thing. This card is one of the most annoying cards in their deck. I've got to be honest with you. The fact that they can play I Am Whitebeard, drop this down, and then drop an Uta, I think is absolutely insane. Establishing a strong blocker, which is hard to remove. For yellow in particular, that's sort of capped at that 5 cost, generally speaking. Yes, there are some cards that can get around it, but Katakuri, is that the only one? But being able to drop this, okay. Strong push here. Strong push. So what's that? 9. So we can 2 and 1 out of this. And then we have to 2k out of it when they attack again. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. 1 blocker up. This is it, right? I think we just put everything into this right now and then bring this one back. And we should be able to take this. 15, they won't be able to defend it. 6 is the most from hand, which brings them to 14. This will be game, guys. Oh, they did get the card draw. They did get the card draw, so not necessarily. If they're all 2Ks, they can get out of this. All right, and we take it down. Still bummed that I did that Zeus into Uta. Can't believe I did that, but we still took the win even with that fumble. Really strong game. This was an amazing player. Well done there, because the way you played this game was really, really strong. The use of this card in this deck is absolutely amazing. It's a shame that they can't maximize the use out of this card, only having 3 life, but really cool to see. Hope you enjoyed that. This is our heal build. Let's find another game. All right, let's do this. Let's fold some Zoro, shall we? I'm going to keep this hand. We've got Odin. All right. Yeah, this is looking really good. Really good here. I'm going to grab this one to help find these ons later. Possibly. How are you guys going into this deck? I feel like no matter what build we do, we have a good game against this deck. I think it's our ability to heal or just throw big bodies down. Either or is not what Zoro wants. We will take this. Actually, I'll use... No, I'm not going to use card action. I'm going to see if I can use this against Zoro later. No blocker. Because if Zoro attacks into this and I get rid of it, I don't think it can restand. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I think in terms of mechanics, this would be discarded so it wouldn't have battled a character. It would have fizzled. The attack would have fizzled. Which I think is really cool. So I'm going to Zeus them. And I think this will be our target. Okay. We attack in first. And Zeus down, use action, take top, trash that. Done. Okay. Would have been better to hit one of their more impactful characters with a Zeus, but not too worried. Hopefully we can get it back in time with our Odin. Not confident about that though. And hoping they turn this sideways so I can attack it with the Izzo. Alright, no blocker. We'll just 1k out of this one. Okay, there's Cavendish. This is the one I would have liked to Zeus. Okay. No 2Ks in hand, so I think we just take it. Alright, so I do want to heal this turn. We'll heal with this one. And 4 into this. So I can do Zeus into this. And then Viola down. I think is the way we do this. They can get rid of a card that they don't want to. 2k. Ooh, interesting. I think we just go for board here. And don't worry about this for the minute. That'll come once we've got the Odin established. And drop Viola, flip that down. So we've got a blocker. They can rest it. Maybe Perona into this. I really want them to use this Perona. Okay, they're going to flip the Perona back. Play down the Perona as well. Yep. But they've haven't attached any Don this turn. And even if this swings, they only get 2 from that. So they won't get to restand this. So no blocker on that one. All right. Let's do 6 into this Zoro. And drop our big boy down. This is it. It's all uphill from here or downhill. Not sure what the right term for this is. Uphill sounds like we are headed up in a great direction. Downhill sounds like things are going bad. But downhill should be easier, right? So, no blocker. They've finally attacked with this. But I'm going to attack Izzo into Quina instead. Quina is much more impactful. We do need to get rid of this card. And I think we've got 2 attacks coming at us. Restand. This is a restand here. So we need to defend this one if they do attack. No blocker are taking that. And we do have a healer here, so that's good. No block, taking it. They might not attack with this, yep. All right, so do we even need a heal though? We can do this thing. I don't have any kids here, which is a shame. I think we drop this down. I can Charlie heal. Or I can KO. KOing this might be good. If I just go for their board entirely here. All right. So it won't get their full board. I drop this down. And then I drop, no. I bounce this back. What do I want to drop then? I drop this down. I do a heal. I do want to kill this thing. I could just heal instead. I can do a heal. Bounce. I'm just not feeling this right now. Not feeling it. I'm going to heal. Okay. I'm going to leave that where it is. We got 4 left. We bounce this one back and then drop it down. And we'll just grab this. I think we leave it there. I think that's a good turn. They've only got 4 in hand. We are starving them out here. We have 11 in hand. That's insane. And we did take a life that turn and a little bit of their board. So if they do turn their board sideways, we can clear it out. They're going to have to try and rest this card. But how much counter do we have? We got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12k in counter. And if I want to use this as counter on one of the turns, I could, but I'm likely just to punch through a blocker. And I think if I can manage to hold on to the 2 life this turn, we will Zeus next turn. I just felt like last turn it was better to heal 1. Being on 1 is low. Heal 1, establish a blocker. The blocker can get rested. So I'm not worried if that does happen, but just being aware. I'm not going to use action. We don't need to block it. I'm going to let them rest this blocker. And that way I can bounce it back if they don't. No blocker. We are going to do a 2 here. Oh, Zeus. I don't want to get rid of Zeus. That was a mistake. All right. Should have used Izzo. And we just take this one, don't we? They restand. I think I'm going to use Izzo here. And I'm going to get rid of this ace to the bottom. We could get out of it. We could get out of this. I'm going to use Zeus because I'm not too worried by this card. And then we can just do 2 1s here. Okay, so I attack Charlie in. We leave the blocker up. And then I just heal with Viola. I do another heal. So we're going to grab this one. Throw that higher up. 7 in at face. 7 in at this card. Seven here. They take. 8 here. They lose it. 5 at face. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted. We do Izzo down. And what do we want? We'll grab another 2k. Return Izzo. Then I will Izzo down. Grab a Whitebeard. That could be fun. Could be fun, but I think we're going to finish them before we need to play it. So I'm just going to grab some counter here. And I can attack again. I attack again. I really put it to them. Viola down. 2 blockers. They do have a card. I don't know if they've got the card. They do have a card that can rest 2. I mean, Hody can rest 2 as well. But there is that Demon Aura, I think it is. It's one of the Zoro event cards. It can rest 2 characters or a character and a Don, just like Hody does. And yeah, if they play that, or they're playing this to rest 1 here. You know what we haven't done though in this game? We haven't done the sub game. We know what this card is, but we haven't looked at this card at all. So can we make a prediction about this card in particular? I haven't been tracking my deck very well, but I'm going to predict that it is a Whitebeard. This is the new gate. This is the 10 cost blocker new gate card. That is the prediction. If I'm correct, the way the sub game works is if I'm correct about this, you guys need to sub. And if I'm incorrect about this, I need to discard an extra card when I counter out next. Got it? This is how the game is played. So, they are going for an attack with their blocker here. 9k into it. They're going to do 3 on here and then 3 to restand. I think what we need to do is block this. But if we do that, they might attack into Odin. That is the risk. What do we got? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6k in counter. Brings us to 14. And that is 11. So we should be safe. I'm going to counter this one. Oh, where are we? Do I want to use Izzo? Yeah, let's use Izzo. We won't need another Odin. So let's counter this one. Don't want to take that attack. They've only got 2 left here. They do need to utilize this card. They need to utilize its effects here. 4 into my blocker. We have to lose it. 5. Okay, that was a bit unexpected. Blocker down. No, that makes sense. This one down. If one of your 5 cost or lower slash characters other than this would be KO'd by an opponent's effect, you may rest this character instead. These can't be rested, so we can KO this if we could. We've got nothing to KO a 6, so that did nothing. We need to hit this 3 times. We need to hit it 3 times. Okay, so let's grab. I mean, I can't do anything though with these cards, so this search is a bit pointless in all honesty. I'm going to throw this to the top anyway. I could throw this down. Is a 5, and if I find something, we have some play. If I keep attacking their board, all right, let's just see what I can find here. So I'm going to attack this first, 8. They took it. They took it. I can't actually use this effect yet either because I need to be at 1 life. So what shall we do here? I'm going to do a search with this card. It does establish a blocker as well. And if I can find something like this, we're going to place at the top. We're going to place this at the top. And we're going to place this at the top. This at the top. Because we don't need that just yet. And then what we're going to do is one more hit here. This will take this down at least. And then I'll Hiyori heal. Okay, that was not bad. That was not bad. End turn. So 3 here, 1 blocker, a little bit of counter. We should survive this depending on what they've got in hand. And if we can get down to 1 life here, we just use this top card and punch through. So I think what we want to do is they're going to have to attack into here first. I think what they want to do, because they want to take down our life, I think they need to attach some Don on here, or if they have a, not Kuina, if they have the Tashigi, ooh, okay. Okay. What to do here? What to do here? If we lose it, I think we block it. I think we block this one. That way we've still got all of our counter. Okay. And then they can't hit into us again. So we can just 2k out of this and then do a 2 and a 1. And no, we didn't get our life down to 1. Well, they attack again, of course. But they have to attack face. They can't attack this card. Because this is not an 8 cost. If it were an 8 cost, you could attack there. And they're going to want to keep that up. Yep. So if we could have found a card to take this, I mean, I can do a search. At the very least, we grab this. We can use Hiyori here. So I'm going to attack in at face. Face is our best value here. Gets rid of 2 cards. And then they're going to block these 2. So we don't need to worry about adding Don here. Okay. That was interesting. So what I was going to do is not what I was about to do, but I'm going to do what I'm about to do because of what they did. I can throw 5 on this attack. They have to block it. And then I send it back and attack in for the win. So good game, Zoro. Otherwise, we would have extended it out a turn and I was going to play this down. And I wonder what I had at the top here, but we'll find out in a sec. So how's that for a double swing? So at the top was this. That is interesting because what I was going to do, and I mean, I would have been 1 Don short, but what I was going to do was with my 5 Don, instead of putting it on Hiyori, is put the 5 down, play this out. I wouldn't have been able to do that though, and return Hiyori. So maybe I wasn't going to do that after all. It worked out for us. It really did. Ace into Zoro. This is our new build. I don't know. What did you think? Oh, wait. We didn't get to our last card here, and I was wrong about it. So I'm going to have to owe you guys one. I lost the sub game. I do this often. I don't think I've won a single sub game, so I don't know. If you want to give me a pity sub, just, yeah, drop the sub and make sure you comment. I did it because I pity you, but, you know, I'll take what I can get, guys. I'll take what I can get. Anyway, hope you enjoy those games. Until next time, look after yourselves and look after your decks.